Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to you. It is now the top of the hour at 9 o'clock Central Time, and we are beginning our hourly updates where we're going to do a cut-in every hour at the top of the hour with the very latest of what's going on here in the Panhandle, continuing to track Tropical Storm Fred as it makes its approach to Northwest Florida. At this time, we do have quite a bit of rainfall now extending across Northwest Florida in the form of light to moderate rain extending into Bay County, as well as Walton County and Washington County. Southern Jackson County picking up on the light rain. Through much of Calhoun County, it's just a light rain for now, but down towards the south is where we do have a little bit more intense tropical rain bands coming in, producing moderate to heavy rain across southeastern Bay, northern Gulf, and much of Liberty County. But the heaviest of rain is farther down towards the south in southern Gulf County, as well as Franklin County along the Forgotten Coast and some parts of, say, Apalachicola, as well as Port St. Joe, picking up on the heaviest rainfall at this time, even though the core of Fred is still much further down towards the south, about 100 miles south of Panama City at this time. It's mainly on the eastern side of that storm system, as you can see here, that the impacts will be felt throughout the entire day today. And we are keeping a very close eye on Fred as it remains a tropical storm this morning. But however, it has strengthened over the past 12 hours. Its maximum winds are up to 60 miles per hour and is tracking towards the north around 10 miles per hour. It is forecast to make landfall as a tropical storm a little bit later today, coming between, say, 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the evening is when we should see it making landfall across the Panhandle, anywhere from Destin to Mexico Beach. However, model trends have intensified this system, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a Category 1 hurricane out of this system before it makes landfall this evening. That's the worst case scenario, a Category 1 hurricane. Best case scenario, it's a tropical storm that is hopefully weakening as it pushes ashore. But be prepared for Category 1 at worst. It will be weakening as it pushes inland. In fact, the timeline on this may need to be scooted up. In fact, by late this evening into tomorrow morning, pushing through Alabama, at which point our severe weather threat will be coming to an end and our tropical weather subsiding here in Northwest Florida. But in the meantime, we do have quite a bit of wet and messy weather on the way with those rain bands extending across Northwest Florida. The heaviest rain bands, and I should say the most intense ones, however, will be coming in close to around lunchtime, as early as 11 a.m., extending in through the early afternoon, through much of the mid to late afternoon hours as well, with the landfall again likely just before the 5 o'clock hour. At least that's what our local and in-house model is indicating at this time. However, it's very important to note from now until then, not only do we have the threat for very heavy rainfall leading to flash flooding, also an increase in wind speeds, and within any of these tropical rain bands coming ashore, we can't completely rule out isolated tornadoes. So there is a lot to be concerned about when it comes to the weather today, and we do encourage you to stay with us here on News 13 as we continue to update you and track those impacts as they occur. But FUTURECAST here is showing that by midnight into tomorrow morning, not much will be going on. We'll likely be dealing with just a few isolated showers, and our winds will start to subside. In the meantime, though, they're going to be increasing in speed, so what you're experiencing at this time is only going to get worse as we see Fred get closer and closer to the shoreline. By around 12 noon, we could have winds anywhere from 30 to 50 miles per hour and possibly some gusts upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour, especially if we do get a Category 1 hurricane out of this system. At the same time, while we're working with that threat for wind, we also have a storm surge threat 1 to 3 feet along the Emerald Coast. For the Forgotten Coast, that's around 3 to 5 feet. And we also have the risk for isolated tornadoes within those rain bands today. Not a big threat for them, but we can't completely rule them out of the forecast. That is why we do have a tornado watch in effect for counties outlined here in the red. The rest of us in a tropical storm warning, and of course a flash flood watch also in effect, as flash flooding will likely lead to some heavier areas of flash flooding and heavy rainfall. So wind and rain is the main concern today, but other impacts we'll be watching for our storm surge as well as tornadoes, and we'll have another update for you coming up at the 10 o'clock hour.